Department now. You're watching Sideline Showdown. Easy.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Sideline Showdown. Mike Still, Keto Pobla. We just came back from the Bison football game that occurred this past Saturday afternoon. Keto, I'm still amped up. I'm at like a 15 right now. Bisons came out with the W, 27-26 on a last-second field goal by my guy, Matt Riley, with the clutch 39-yarder. Wow, and your debut as a color commentator, you were tremendous out there.
You know what, it was really exciting to just be a part of the whole entire show and actually calling a game. But actually, you know, when you're actually calling the game and it's happening and the way just the nail biter at the end and then the finished field goal, I felt like a kid out there like, wow, like what did we just watch? And I can only imagine everybody who was listening to our voices like, oh my goodness, these guys over here just, you know, so excited. And I'm pretty sure like, you know, that game was just really so exciting.
It was. The defense balled out for the Bisons. Huge reason why they got that victory. Incredible game. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Let's just show you the highlights to start the show off today. Basala, the single back, three receivers to the strong side of the field. Donnelly gonna go long. He's gonna receive a wide open, massive miscommunication on the Bison side of things. All kinds of room here for Kyle Mortgat. And on the very first play from scrimmage, the Regina Rams have taken a 6-0 lead. Catellia in the shotgun formation, four receivers to the strong side of the field. Handoff, and it is a touchdown here. Handoff to Logan Fisher, who just pauses to reflect a little bit there after he plows his way into the end zone. Right hash, four receivers to the strong side of the field. St. Pierre Laviolette, the single back, and Laviolette is going to score for the Manitoba Bisons. That one opened up pretty well.
Yeah.
Confidence with 42.3 yards per punt. Pressure here in his face, and it's blocked by the Regina Rams, and that one is going to be a touchdown. It was blocked by Jackson Ford, the defensive back, and Brandon Gandar coming up with that one.
Yeah, you know what? I think with that one,
that one was tipped again. The Rams got their hands on the second consecutive punt for the Manitoba Bisons, and it's Jackson Ford pouncing on it at the 50.
Yeah, you can see him around the football all day.
First and 10 for the Bisons here at the 25. Handoff, and it's a fumble here. And the Rams have gotten back on it as the last player to touch the ball. But this should be a chip shot, as it's about a 14-yard field goal for Galvan. And I mean, if you can't make that, then there's certainly a problem, you know, on that side of things.
There should be nothing deep that goes past them right now, especially them knowing that. Oh, there you go.
And speaking of nothing going past them, there's an interception for the Manitoba Bisons, and that one is Riley Gordon with the interception. He's having Fisher, the power back, is in the backfield here. ISO to Macho Baku on the short side of the field. Catellier looks to the far side for Tristan Dice. Tristan Dice has the touchdown for the Manitoba Bisons. On different teams, and one of those is Ogden and Rashad. Here's Donnelly back to pass. A little bit, oh my goodness gracious, what a catch on Dufo, very strong there to make the tackle. Ball at the 15 of Manitoba now here. Donnelly back to pass. He's got a receiver wide open. It's Daniel Scraper once again, and he is going to score. This drive was the Daniel Scraper drive for the Regina Rams. His third catch of this particular drive. Or the other, incompletion. Manitoba kicks the field goal here. Matt Riley from about 14 yards out there.
One of the most important plays of the game, whether they go for the touchdown or they try to go for the run. And I see right now they're going for the touchdown.
Threw that one up, and it's intercepted by the Regina Rams on the play. Brandon Brooks. Aldo Galvin set to punt from his own 15-yard line. Shea Weeks is waiting at his 40. It is an end-over-end punt. Shea Weeks at his 50-yard line picks it up. He's looking to get to the edge. He finds the sideline, and Shea Weeks gets it into Regina Rams territory.
I think he has to throw towards the out of bounds. So he has to make sure that the receivers are on the same page and that he's on the same page of just getting a first down, or even just getting completions at this point.
Des Gatelli with the ball at the Regina 46-yard line. They need about 10 yards to get into Matt Riley's range. That's going to be a first down and more. And getting to the sideline is Brendan Noryox to about the... Let's see if he can win it for the Manitoba Bisons with no time on the clock. The field goal is up, and it is good! Manitoba Bisons have walked off the Regina Rams 27 to 26. The Manitoba Bisons with the win. Transitioning now to the Winnipeg High School Football League, and Keto, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Game of the regular season, most important game. Vincent Massey and St. Paul's. Vincent Massey, the defending Division I champions, didn't lose a single game in 2018 against the always perennial contender St. Paul's Crusaders. Consistently right up there. Defensive battle in that one. 22-2 St. Paul's came out with the victory, and it was Nathan Karabatsakis. Actually, all three of the St. Paul's linebackers had a great game. Nathan Karabatsakis, Kandunji Sinkala, and Nick Pereira with a pick six towards the end of the game. They all played really well, producing that 22-2 victory for St. Paul's.
And you know what? That game was incredible because at the very first half, it was very tight in defense. And, at some point, you didn't really know which side was going to go on, and we didn't know who was going to win the game. But towards the fourth quarter, St. Paul's was able to really spring out a few turnovers and actually convert those into touchdowns. And you saw the momentum just totally shift in the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game where they went up by 3-4 touchdowns. And so, it was a really exciting game, but I'm really eager to see now that Vincent Massey has their first loss and St. Paul's has a loss to DAC, and now DAC is the only team that's truly undefeated, how this stands for the rest of the season.
Keto, what a great point you just brought up here, man. If you were to tell me at the start of the season that going into week 5, Dakota would be the only undefeated team in Division I love Dakota, man.
Yes.
It's a great school. Shout out to Mitch Harrison, the rookie head coach, got the boys balling out there.
Really.
Drew Oleskowicz, that's my main man, coaching up them receivers as well. But I don't think I would have said that DAC was going to be the only undefeated team left. But you know what? Stuff happens, and it's all about putting plays out there on the field. The parity in Division I has been unbelievable this year. Steinbach right now is 3-1
another
as well.
team, exactly.
Doing a great job this season. So it's going to be really competitive down the stretch. And here's a sneak peek at what we saw from some great Division I football.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Vincent Massey Trojans.
to stick with the Winnipeg High School Football League. And speaking of the Dakota Lancers,
Yes.
they played the Grand Park Pirates 8-6. Dakota came up with the victory. Kito, I'm not going to lie to you, man. The game was horrible to be at.
Yes.
It was really cold. It was like 4 degrees outside. My camera broke.
Yeah.
I had to ask Coach Mitch to give me some extra highlights from the fourth quarter because I had to leave because my camera was busted.
Yeah.
But those conditions, man, it's never easy to move the ball. And it was a defensive game, obviously,
Yes.
8-6 because of the sleet conditions out there.
Yeah, you know, in those types of games, it's really anybody's play because the conditions you're talking about are so vital to the game, and you know you're not able to really fully execute your game plan because of the conditions. And at the end of the day, when you're playing in those types of games, it really defines you know, a lot of the characteristics of your team in terms of not being able to give yourself excuses for the conditions, but just being able to execute and be able to protect that ball. And you know, like both programs are some solid programs, and it doesn't surprise me as to why it was such a tight game that game.
I want to give a shout out to Carson Cadeau with the Dakota Lancers, who was specifically on my case to get the highlights from this
Nice.
game up. Congratulations to them for continuing with their undefeated season. And it was quite fun to be at that game. Love being on the sidelines. Grand Park fought hard as well coached by Doug Kovacs. Yeah, here's some highlights. Stepping away from the highlights for a quick minute, my main man Kito's got a very important public service announcement to provide to you right now.
Yeah, you know what? This year with the Manitoba Selects, we're actually having a social. And the reason why we're having a social is because we're actually going to raise money for equipment for the program. And it's going to be a great event. It's actually October 26th at the Copa Center. And we're really just looking to have a great time. We're going to have special guests from the Blue Bombers, Andrew Harris there, as well as Adam Bighill. He has to talk to his wife first. And, you know, Adam, you know we love you. Hopefully you get there and you have a beautiful baby boy, actually. Congratulations on that. But we're actually looking at having some other special guests from the Bombers, Bomber alumni, CFL Hall of Famers there. And we're looking to just have a great event, parents only that night. So we're going to have a lot of adult fun that day. And at the end of the day, it's really about focusing and growing the program and actually giving the kids the resources they need so we can actually compete on the national level to get these kids to college. And so we're starting off with the social October. Bring your best Halloween outfit. There's going to be some crazy door prizes, really cool things, and hope to see you there.
I am pleased to bring to you now the first segment of Chill with Mike Still, where I sit down with an amateur football player in the province to talk a little bit about football and a little bit about the personal passions and interests of some of the players outside of the game. This week, I had the opportunity to sit down with Winnipeg Rifles running back Brandon Urciuoli, better known as Urch, to discuss obviously a little bit of his background in the sport, playing for Murdoch McKay, but also some of his side passions, such as real estate, which he is quite interested in. What's up, everybody? Mike Still here for the Sideline Showdown. I'm posted in the bleachers of Dakota Collegiate with my main man, Brandon Urciuoli, better known as Urch from the Rifles. What's going on? Good to see you, man.
You too.
Yeah. This is going to be very chill, as evidenced by the segment name, Urch. So let's just start off with your background, man. How many siblings do you have, if any? And what was your lifestyle like sort of growing up?
I have two siblings, both of them being younger. And my lifestyle growing up, I've been playing football since I was 10. I probably didn't really, when I was younger, didn't really get out too much until maybe high school a little bit, but just enjoying my time and working out, and
Blue Bombers camp, obviously for you, humongous experience.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah.
What did you take from that that you're able to apply here now?
Biggest thing, first thing that comes to mind when I think of the camp is the film, like just the amount of film we went through every day compared to the film that I've watched over the years compared to the Bombers camp. I definitely watched more film than those 2 weeks, and I probably watched in those couple of years. Like every day it was like 4 or 5 hours of film and details, just the details. And even the running back coach we had, he would, we would watch like when we practice, we would get the ball run. He would look over that run like 30 times over and look at every little detail of where your head placement is, your first step, second step, where your body is aiming, just everything. Just what I really learned from being there is just, again, like learning yourself, the type of player you are, and then looking at those details of what you could do to make yourself that next level. And it can be the smallest little things that can make those big differences. And I learned myself the type of runner I am, and the things I really need to work on are and my strengths too, but the little things that I need to really work on, I really learned that at the camp.
Yeah, I mean, it showed obviously with the way that the running backs group has performed this year. You and Mate leading the charge and doing a great job out there. What's your relationship with Mate like? I mean, how close do you guys get on the field and off the field when you guys aren't playing together, or like the off season or anything like that?
Me and him are like, me and Mate we're close. Like we're like outside of football, we're not, we don't talk super much, but on the field, me and him are close, and we're always there for each other. I know like he gets down sometimes, I'll get down maybe sometimes too, and we're both there for each other. It's all love between me and him. And again, like the way football is becoming more, I'm seeing, is you need it can't be just that one back system. You need multiple backs, and you got to be able to push each other and then be there for each other, and let Matt will make a play, that pushes me to want to make a play next, and then I'll make a play, he's going to look for the same thing. We just keep motivating each other, and we definitely do that for each other.
Definitely.
Try.
And yeah, I mean, absolutely. And you have a nice compliment, like you mentioned, because you're more of a power back, and he's got that speed, he can slash and dash. So it's fun to see out there, obviously. And then he's out there at receiver sometimes too, doing his thing. So it's good stuff. How about work, man? What do you do for work, and what keeps you busy when you're not practicing?
During the day, I'm working at a place called Brenteg. It's a chemical plant. So I'm an operator within the building. So people ask me, what do you do? Like, what do you do there? It's hard to say exactly what I do, because I do a lot of variety of different stuff. But mainly like filling drums, filling trucks, doing different hookups of some sorts, offloading rail carts of whatever chemicals. Products that I'll deal with is like majority of it is, well, right now I'm dealing more with caustic and bleach, so, stuff for the pool and to purify water and stuff. But we'll deal with like all types of solvents, and like we do deal with like nitric and hydrochloric and stuff, like some really we deal with some really dangerous stuff, like a lot of PPE we got to deal with. That's for sure. But,
so, I mean, that's intense.
Yeah.
How does one decide this is what I want to do and keep me busy with?
This is just for now.
Okay.
I'm looking to maybe be with the company for another year or two, but my goal is to actually to become a real estate agent.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
I've been planning that for the last little bit. Just for, again, like real estate agent, involves a lot of talking. I like to talk, and just like, you gotta sell, you gotta work, there's no ceiling, you work for the money that you get. And I really like that, where you're not, getting paid, whatever, $20 an hour, and then, you're stuck at $20 an hour. It doesn't matter how hard you work, you're gonna get the same pay, where in real estate, there's no limit. Like, you can work as much as you want and get as much money as you can work for,
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's quite intelligent. How long does it take? Do you know? Like, have you gone and looked at what the process would involve to become an agent?
Yeah. So the way it works, and what I've been told, is you basically have a year to finish it. So you have 4 modules. Out of those 4, you have 3 exams you got to do. And honestly, you can, if you want, you can finish those 3 exams within like 3-4 months, or you can spread it out a little bit more and do it within the year. You just got to make sure you do it within the year, and otherwise you're good. And once you finish that all, you can buy your license. I think it's a little pricey, I guess, within the year that you're going to end up paying, but once you get it, then you could be making pretty good money if you can sell after.
Cool. Yeah, interesting. Do you have anybody that like in the field?
Yes, I have a family member who's doing it, and I went to go talk to him. Went to go talk to some of his managers and some other people that are running some teams, and just ask them a bunch of questions and try to get as much as I can out of them. And off of what they told me, I fell in love with it even more after talking to them and just hearing about some of their experiences and just what they thought about too and everything. So
good stuff. That's awesome, man. I mean, that's what the people want to hear.
Yeah.
The passions that you have outside the game and other stuff. So that's real cool, man. That's an exciting venture. Is it hard to get into that particular industry as a real estate agent, or do you have you have an in already, kind of, which helps, I'm sure?
Yeah, it's definitely what I was told. Over 90% of the guys that do get into it within the first year, they're quitting.
Oh, wow.
It's not easy, especially that first year. It's that first year. Once you get past that first year, it becomes a lot easier. But again, you got to be able to sell to people, and you got to have that database. You got to understand your stuff. And again, that first year is just hard because you're not a lot of people know. But me simply just mentioning to you right now, I'm looking to become one.
Yeah.
Some people might remember that, and down a couple of years from now, that's where people can call, maybe contact me or look for me to see if I'm actually doing it now. And again, you just got to get your name out there, type of thing, and know your stuff and sell.
Yeah, and you're dealing with big money too, with depending on what people are paying for house and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you got to be calm, cool, and collected too, as somebody that's dealing with that, which is very exciting. Is there anything else that keeps you busy when you're not playing football, or are you mainly dealing with work and the sport of football?
Basically that. I am, again, I'm really into, looking for more opportunities to make more money. So I am looking in, I'm still getting into it, but I'm looking at forex trading.
Ooh.
So I was trading, currency of money currency across countries. I'm still learning a little bit on that, but that's a hobby I have on the side there. And then again, just trying to open my eyes more and build my knowledge on the real estate and price of houses, and just understanding all that aspect a lot more right now. I'm spending
That's really
a lot
cool.
of my time, yeah.
When did you sort of start realizing you wanted to do that? Like be involved with making money in different ventures, entrepreneurship almost maybe in a sense, that
I
kind
would,
of thing.
I would consider that. Probably in the last 8 months, maybe 9 months, more than that. The real estate aspect, I've always kind of wanted to do that in the back of my head, but again, I was into, I play football, going kinesiology and athletic therapy. I thought I depreciated my thoughts on what I could do, and then I realized, hey, maybe real estate is something I should be going for and should be doing more, and I just again fell in love with it just more and more. I kind of read about the job and just kind of learned more about it,
Good stuff, man. Well, that's very exciting. You know kind of what you want to do after you're done football, and that's a big part of it because this ends at some point, right? You gotta be thinking towards the future.
Yeah, that's for sure.
It's been great, man. Appreciate your time here, getting to know you a little bit more. Quick pivot now to running with the herd, and I had the chance to sit down with converted offensive lineman Newton Benson of the Manitoba Bisons. Started his career as a 370-pound defensive tackle, shed a little bit of weight, moved to the offensive side of the ball, and is now starting in his first year at left tackle for the Bisons. And he's got a pretty cool story as well. Was in Manitoba, then he wasn't in Manitoba, he was in Nigeria for a little bit. He's been all over the board. Check it out. Mike's still here for the Sideline Showdown with converted offensive lineman Newton Benson. Newton, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing really well, thanks, man. Thanks for your time today. Really appreciate this. I want to go back to the start of your personal roots in the sport. When did you first start playing football? How old were you? And what fostered your love for the game?
I started playing football in grade 8, grade 7, because I moved there when I was 13 years old. How I found out about football is actually I have a friend who went to the same middle school as me. I don't know if you know him, Jake Richardson.
Yep,
Yeah, he went to the same middle school as me, and he played on the Mustangs at the time, and he just saw me. I was just like a big kid, and he's like, you should come out and sign up and try football. And after that, I started buying all the Maddens, and then I just loved football after that.
That's awesome, man. It's always nice to get, sort of somebody else that first instills that passion for you, but then you keep going with it and, realize your love. Talk to me about where you grew up and, just sort of your family background and your roots in terms of your history culturally.
Yeah, so my family original, we're all from Nigeria, so I personally grew up there 13 years. My sister, I think she was there for 7. My older brother was there 17 years, so we're all pretty much new to this country. We're 6 years in Canada. So, football is kind of brand new to my family. So they don't really understand what's going on, but they're excited for me. So I just appreciate the support.
Did your parents approve of you playing? Obviously it's high contact sports. Did you have any athletic background prior to football? And what were your parents' thoughts about you taking up football?
Honestly, my dad and my mom were both good soccer players. My dad was actually played on the U17 national team for Nigeria for soccer. So we're athletic that way, but once I told them about football and they saw the hitting and the helmets and shoulder pads and all that stuff, they were skeptical about it at first, but once we commit to something in our family, we just keep on going. So once I signed up for it and everything, they weren't going to let me stop, so they're okay with that.
That's awesome. So you come here, you commit to the Bisons. Obviously makes sense based on the fact that you already had a bit of history here in the city, of course. And originally you were recruited to play in the defensive line. Yeah. What did you learn at first being on that side of the ball of your first couple of seasons? Because you were a highly touted recruit coming out a few years ago, of course.
Yeah, so at first what I learned was I had to lose a whole bunch of weight because I came here overweight. Also, I learned that you have to get in your playbook, you have to follow what Coach Pierre says by law, and as far as you're in your gap, you're going to make a play if the ball comes to you. So everybody doing their job is making a play. So it's not all about you as far as you don't go out your way to make a play. You just trust that your teammate's going to be right beside you. making the play for you.
So when did the discussion start between you and coach about moving and shifting to offense? Because now you are a starting left tackle for us. The first season that you've been on the offensive line, that's very impressive. I believe it was spring camp of 2019 where you were first moved. But how did you feel about making that switch at first?
At first, I wasn't really down for it because it was like, I don't really like offensive linemen my whole life because I was on D-line. But you know what? After getting in there, Coach Dobie talked to me about it first, and I was like, if it helps the team, like I'm ready to do whatever to help the team, because we had a whole bunch of offensive linemen who went down or who were leaving. So whatever it was to help the team.
Do what you got to do.
Exactly.
Now, over the first 4 weeks, has it gotten more natural for you? We talked about off air how Sask has a very strong D line. One of the conferences, well, obviously I would say we have the best D line, but one of the conference's better D lines, and you handled them quite well. Calgary is a tough D line as well. You didn't look on a place either there. How have you felt about your personal performance so far?
I think I've done pretty decent for my first year playing D line since I just started in the spring, but there's always room for improvement. I'm always trying to work to become better, but yeah, I think I did pretty good, pretty decent, but I could always be better, yeah.
It's an interesting group we have this season. A little young at the tackle spot, you and Tom King holding it down. And then the interior positions, we have some vets there, obviously 50 years. Ryan Wengelinski at center, Reed McMorris guard, and then Christian Krause and Randy Sanderson, also veterans there. And a lot of youth behind them with some rookies that have played well and done what they needed to do also. But what's the dynamic? What's the relationship like amongst the Hoggies we have here?
I think we're a really tight group. Like Reed and Ryan, they just like to help everyone know how to get better and stay on top of their topics and like what to do. And also we just like to have fun. We joke around a lot and we're always having fun on the field and off the field, and yeah, we're a really close group.
Cool, man. Well, thank you for your time, Newton. Appreciate this. And all the best the rest of the year.
Okay, you too.
Thanks again, everybody, for continuing to support the Sideline Showdown. And a big shout out to the fans that came and said hi to us at the Vincent Massey versus St. Pauls game, man. Awesome. I've never had that kind of not celebrity status, but I've never had someone come up and talk to me like that before.
Yeah, that was really great. That was really great. Just to even have some kids that don't even play football come up to us and say how much they love the show and what we're doing. It's really cool. It's because of you guys we do it.
100%. Thank you for all of your continued support. Again, it means the world to us. Keto, you have another important announcement to discuss as it pertains to some ID camps.
Yes, as we're actually coming up closer to the end of the season, our travel football program, the Manitoba Selects, that travels to San Antonio, Texas every year, is actually hosting some free ID camps. Actually, one is next week, October 6th at Transcona National Field, where the kids are going to be able to have the opportunity to actually get evaluated and hopefully get an invite to an all-star program and an all-star game where they'll actually be able to get featured on our show and actually put in front of scouts where they can actually get the opportunity to hopefully make it to the next level. Because at the end of the day, we want kids from Manitoba representing football to all of Canada, because we feel like best football of Canada, exactly.
Straight out of Manitoba, my guy.
Comes from Manitoba. So if you're a kid who's really looking to make it to the next level, you don't want to miss this camp. You're going to get a free armband, a profile picture. We're going to start showcasing and showing you how to actually package yourself to be ready to get recruited. And like we said, this is for kids who are actually 10U, 12U, 14U. And actually one special thing this year, we're looking to add a 16U team this year. So for the kids who are looking to make it to the next level, who are trying to get extra film and showcase into the scouts that they can actually play versus top tier talent and down in San Antonio, Texas, this is an opportunity of a lifetime.
Most definitely. Don't miss out on that. Very exciting, and looking forward to seeing all of the kids out there. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. You can head to our YouTube channel to see all of the full raw footage, all the longer interviews, extended interviews that are done throughout the week. And yeah, continue to pay attention to us here on all platforms. I didn't mean to say continue to pay attention to. Thank you for paying attention to us on all of our platforms. Means a lot, and thank you for all of your continued support.
Yeah.